Alright, so today, we're pulling the doors off. Yeah, we're not just to pull them off, but we're gonna run some speaker wire and put some sound deadening in. Not as exciting, but, you know, still gotta pull all the doors off and pull the seats out, so big project. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Skinny Pedal YouTube channel. Now let's get to it. So first thing off, I'm going to go ahead and get these two doors pulled off, and then I'll pull the seats out, and then I'll get, and then we'll see what happens after that. The reason why I'm going to pull these doors off first and foremost is because getting the seats in and out of this truck are a pain in the ass, especially considering that these doors don't open to a full 90. They only open, you know, maybe 70 degrees or something. And my front seat doesn't fold, only the back seat does. So getting the front seat out of the hole of the door is very hard, and in the past I've actually scratched my door panels doing it. So if I just pull the whole door off, I won't have to fight with it, and I won't risk scratching any door panels. So that's what we're going to do. Let me just put those bolts in the convenient dent in my hood to hold them. did not realize just how gross looking the back of this back seat looked. It is disgusting. Please refrain from judging me about my audio decisions here. I don't particularly like the way I decided to do this, but at this point I'm pretty well committed and it works. I just got to neaten it up, and I'm going to be ditching that other amplifier because I don't need it. Originally the plan was to run 2 small subs on these cab corners and then have the 6x9s in all the doors. And I'm thinking that I'm just going to be running the 6x9s. Forget the subs, because to get something that fits in the cab corner, it's going to end up being real small, like a 6-inch diameter. And honestly, these 6x9s hit pretty hard as it is. And I'm not like some crazy bass, you know, addict or whatever. So I don't really care if I miss out on a little bit of the bass. As long as it sounds good when you turn the volume up, I'm happy. So these 6x9s should be able to do it just fine. So that's the plan. I'm gonna try and neaten up these wires, actually bundle them. I'm gonna shorten that wire, maybe use some P-clips to hold it down to the ground so that it runs across the cab smoothly. Ditch that amp completely, and these speakers are going to come out of the corners because the goal is by the end of today they'll be mounted in the doors where they go, and I'll have a fully working radio, you know, the proper way. So let's get to it. Well, we're going to start by cleaning up. So for this wire right here, I'm actually going to use some of these zip ties where they have the little poker on it so you can stick it through and have it just hold itself. And the reason why I'm going to use these is because I know that there isn't anything under here. Like, this hole doesn't go straight through the floor. There's a gap, you know, there's another panel behind here that will keep the water and stuff from coming in. So I can just pop that down like that, pull this one tight, pull that one tight, just to keep things looking good and organized, and then just give it a little cinch up on the zip tie there, and it's at the very least held into position. I'm going to do one more off that way. I just can't reach it right now. I did not realize that I have a hole right here, right there, that goes straight through to the bed of the truck. I'm going to have to get that plugged. That can wait though. That's, you know what, one of my sheet metal plugs might work for that. But I'm not going to worry about it too particularly much at the moment. So I know as far as these go, red. All of those go together. That guy's a little long and a little awkward, and of course runs right through the middle of the bundle. Now right here, I don't know how well you can see this. So right here I got the 2 wires that were supposed to go to the subwoofer amp, and what I'm going to just do with them Just bundle them up nice and tight right here. Actually, not true. They're going to go forward with these, and I'm going to bundle them up onto this. Just zip tie them up, set them out of the way. They're not going to be used, but I don't want to go through the effort of removing them, so that in case in the future, if I change my mind, I do have access to them. That's a big thing that we're working with here, is I got to try to keep myself from making decisions that I won't like in the future. Now, ultimately, if I decide that the radio quality in this truck is just not where I want it to be, I am more than likely going to be pulling out absolutely this entire bundle and throwing it in the garbage. Because I understand why this isn't great for quality, but quality wasn't my primary goal when I was setting all this up. So, cut me a little slack, please. And as you can see, this wire wasn't even long enough to do its job, so I had to extend it. So that's crappy all on its own. And then these need to be routed to where they stay out of the way. I'm going to drill another hole and put another one of these zip ties in. Now I don't know how well that was on camera. You're probably looking at me the whole time. Now I know that's not the most fantastic looking solution there is. And, I mean, I'm not the most proud of it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we're just trying to achieve a task of make it work and make it better than it was. This is definitely better than it was. And we're making progress towards making things actually work. So, next big step, we got to run some wires. Which means we got to actually clean this whole cab out, get all the dust out, and maybe even wipe it down. So, that's next step. We're going to run a little water with the degreaser, just to hopefully soak things up and loosen it up a little. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this now, let me move some of this stuff, is I'm going to take these wires and I'm going to try to lay them all out so that they're all in the same orientation and set them up on here where when I start pulling on them, they all lay nice and flat. I don't know how well it's going to work because everything in here is kind of doesn't like to stick, hence why I went through the process of cleaning everything, but I haven't seen any results come of that yet. So that was a pain in the butt all around. Getting that one big sheet in as one piece. I probably could have done better. I should have started with like a paper template or something, but I didn't think of it till now. So, but it's in, and hopefully that will keep some of the road noise down, because there's a lot of noise that comes through this tunnel, and I'm sure the firewall plays a big part in it too, but you know, I can't get to the firewall with the truck fully dressed, so we're not going to do that. So now I'm going to use the little bit of foam I have left to cover up the hump in the back of the truck, and I'm going to get to putting some wires in and stuff. Trying to get these wires ran into these pillars and then through the hole that I got to drill here still. So I know the perfect size hole to, drill bit for making that hole. I don't remember what it is, because, why would I? That didn't go well. So over here I'm going to just start with the big boy bit, which my fender wants to be in the way of, and there's actually 4 holes here, so I don't know which one's the right one. So going back to this one. There we go. Not the ideal way of doing that, but it works. So, in these 4-door Chevys, they give you these access panels to get to the back of the hinges here, because they bolt through the pillar. So I'm using that to my advantage to get a little working room for getting the wire in. So I got all the bolts, I got 2 bolts started, and I'm going to lift up on the door and close it like normal, and I'll feed my wire in here. Install my grommet, just like that. Back door's ready for a speaker. Should probably run this bolt in while I've got it shut and mostly in position, but we'll worry about that later. That was far harder than it needed to be. So since the other side's an exact copy of what you just... Balls. Since the other side's an exact copy of what you just watched me do, I'm gonna jump to when I'm done with that, and then we're wiring up the radio. So I'll catch you in a second. Alright, so here's where we're at. I haven't pulled that amp off the wall yet. I really should do it before I put the seat back in. But I've got these wires set up. They're not perfectly beautiful, but they're a lot prettier than, you know, what I was working with when I first started working on this today. With that organization done, I've got this one ran all the way up in the door. Door's reinstalled. I don't know if you saw that or not. Front wires all the way pulled through. Now I just got to take care of that side, which way easier to get to through the glove box, but I still got to pull the doors off to drill the holes. Somebody's doing some sketchy stuff over there. But first, before I go and pull those doors off, I really want to get the seats back in the truck. That's why I worked on this, because getting the seats back in the truck to me is a very big deal, because that gets me closer to being able to, you know, say I need to quickly stop this project because, like, it's 3 o'clock and that means my son's about to come home. If I need to quickly stop this project, at least it's at a point where I can move the truck, instead of right now like this where I'd have to try to figure out how to sit in here to get it to move. So that's my plan, is I'm gonna pull that amp off the wall, slam the seats back in, and then we'll move to that side and get finished up with this. Once the wires and the speakers are, which I still gotta cut a hole for the speaker in the door over there. No idea why that did that. This hinge did not want to let go of it. I'm guessing it got behind the fender. Alright, here we go. All 4 doors have wires in them. I think I'm going to take a break for the rest of today and pick this back up maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday or something. Because I got to go inside and be responsible, hang out with my son. You know, things I want to do. And then the weather's not that great, and I've been working on this a lot today, and I'm kind of getting over it. So, through the magic of... what do they call it? The magic of editing. We're going to skip forward to that point. So see you in a second. Alright guys, so it's a new day and we're ready to get back to this, get this done. Hopefully be finished out by the end of today. And first thing I want to handle is get this driver's side sorted. Because the hole's already cut and I just got to weld back the mistake I made last time I did this. Which... this is gonna get, ooh, look at that. I'm gonna buy the door carpets that go on the bottom here, so it should cover that oopsie that I had. So I just tack it up so it's strong again, and then get my speaker mounted, you know, wired and mounted. Then we'll move to the passenger side, get the hole cut, mounted, and then go from there. So yeah, working in the truck here is a little harder to get framed up and show what's going on, but I'm gonna try anyways. First things first, let's shove that back in the dash. This wire here is still attached and goes to yellow. This one goes to orange. That one goes to black. So that's repaired. That fell off yesterday. We got over here. Okay, so I've got 3 bundles of wires. One of them was that amp wire, and then 2 of them go to the first and second amp. Or one of them went to the subs, and the other 2 pairs go to the door speakers. So I color coded them with zip ties when I originally did this. So I got black, blue, and green. So I'm going to go behind the back seat and check which one's blue and green and black, which I'm pretty sure blue and green is what I'm using. I think black's the one I cut. And see if I can figure out by guessing which one is supposed to be in the front and rear. I really don't know. So if I'm correct, the green pair is the rears, and then the blue pair are the fronts. I know this looks like a spaghetti mess. I do regret doing it the way I did. But there isn't a whole lot I can do about it now without tearing absolutely everything apart to fix it. This damn thing. Alright, that's everything I got for you today. I'm just going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to take it out for a rip and see what it sounds like out on the road. Because, you know, I did put all that sound editing in and I want to hear what that sounds like. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.
Oh yeah, and just one more thing. This happened on that trip. Didn't even make it 2 blocks from the house. Turns out when you turn around your lift blocks, they make your drive shaft way too short and they fall out under hard acceleration. I just cleaned it up and put it back together, no big deal, and I turned the blocks around later. But yeah, now that's all I got for you for today.